Hey everyone, and welcome to the SWAC Women's Basketball Preview Special. I'm Tolly Carr from HBCU Game Day, and in just a few moments, my good friend Stan Luter will be talking to all 12 of this year's coaches in the Southwestern Athletic Conference. We're going to have the predicted order of finish. It's going to be another exciting year. I can feel it. And we're going to have the preseason All-SWAC teams as well. It's on the way. But before we get started, a big thank you to all of our sponsors for their support of the Southwestern Athletic Conference. Today's women's basketball preview is brought to you by Cricket. Smile, you're on Cricket. Academy Sports and Outdoors. Get the gear in here to have fun out there. Academy Sports and Outdoors, official sporting goods retailer of the SWAC. Also brought to you by Nike. Mountain Dew, official basketball sponsor of the Southwestern Athletic Conference. Home Depot, proud sponsor of the SWAC. Credit Versio, get your credit score up to where it should be with Credit Versio. Visit creditversio.com. USAA, the official military appreciation partner of the Southwestern Athletic Conference. All right, let's get to it. Nobody talks hoops like Stan Luter. Let's kick off another season of SWAC basketball.
At this time, we'll start with our coaches and talk to them for a little bit. And we'll start with Alabama A&M's coach. Alabama A&M, the Bulldogs, head coach Margaret Richards. A couple of years ago, seems like it was forever ago, they were 8-5 and 10-7 overall. And Coach Richards, is always good to see you. And I guess it's happy basketball season to you.
Good to see you too.
Well, it's been a long time since the last basketball season, even though you were able to get some basketball in. Let's talk first and foremost about how you guys spent the summer from the last time you played in March until October 15th.
We had a good summer, I would say. You know, we brought in some transfers, and we have some returners, and we have four or five freshmen. So we was able to get them here, get ahead academically, which is always important. And we also was able to get some basketball in and just kind of show them our playing style, our coaching philosophy, and get to know them. I think that's most importantly is just, getting your kids on campus in the summer where you are able to build a relationship with them and get to know them, especially when you're combining transfers, returners, and freshmen. We got three different groups of people. Yeah. So that's always important for me to do a lot of team building activities and, as well as, working basketball wise, but it's important to build that team chemistry in the summer where you are allotted that time.
This was definitely a summer of transition, I think, for everyone in intercollegiate athletics, especially on the basketball side.
Yes, I will agree. Yes.
Yeah. Well, listen, you were talking about some of these student athletes, and I can't start talking about the Bulldogs without talking about Darianna Lewis, who was the newcomer of the year in 2020 and averaged about 17 points and 13 boards, which was some of the tops in the SWAC. Talk a little bit about her and what your expectations are from her this season.
Miss Lewis is she's an unbelievable, hardworking kid that is very competitive, and she always, she wants your approval. She want to make sure she's doing what she's supposed to do. So I always tell her every time I give her different goals and challenges and practice. I'm like, okay, now you had 15 rebounds today. I need 17. So I'm always challenging her to be a better person, to, extend her game, to, get better at the high post shot because, she's relentless around the basket and, on the boards, just, becoming a better passer. I said, you're going to draw a lot of attention. So I need you to develop, being a more fundamentally sound passer.
Is Shawna Harper, is she returning?
Yes, she is here.
And how about Nigeria Jones? Are they returning?
Yes.
Talk a little bit about Miss Harper. And I know she put up some nice numbers. So you had a 1-2 punch as far as scoring with Harper and Lewis, and Harper's knocking down threes. Talk a little bit about her and how she's gotten better, or hope she can get better as the year goes.
Oh, yes. I mean, we call her Coach Harper. So that's our nickname for her.
Coach Harper?
Coach Harper. We call him Coach Harper. Coach Harper makes sure everybody's in line, and if people are mumbling, she's like, you need to listen to coaches. And then, every time we have a recruit, she's telling the recruits, it's important that you be coachable, and, your coach is going to get on you, but you need to listen. And I think that's something that changed her life. She's always been a gym rat. She always been a hard worker, but she used to train and want to do the things that she was taught at home, and that transition into college, because she always had a quick release, but we had to get her, fine tuning some things with her ability, because we knew she always had the ability to score at all three levels, the pull up, layups, and, shoot the three. So once she got in the gym with, my assistant coach McNeil, she just bought into everything, and she was able to excel from one year to the next, averaging, I believe 13 or 12 one year, and then, raising the bar to 15 last year and leading the SWAC in field goals, 3-point field goals made. And I thought that was huge, so she's working hard. She's doing, she graduated this summer with her bachelor's degree in sports management. We're excited for her with a minor in biology as well. She's a great student. She leads by example. She talks to the young ladies, her teammates. So we're excited. She's getting better each and every day.
An overview real quickly of how you think this team will play this year, and what are your expectations?
My expectations is for us to compete in every game, non-conference, conference season, and what I'm doing with our non-conference. I want to get us prepared, and how we got a tough schedule, but we got a veteran group, and some of my kids want to be able to play at the next level. So I told them, you're gonna have to compete, and be able to play in the non-conference season. So with that being said, I look at conference play. I think a lot of people is going to be great. The transfer portal was helpful for a lot of us. My team, I expect some veteran, style of play. Some, we have experience. Everyone seemed to be, coachable. It's been a great with my group. My point guard, Nigeria Jones, is going to be able to, being a 5th-year starter in our program. She know me inside out. She's going to be able to lead the way and do some good things for us as well. And they very familiar with the conference. So I think that helps a lot alongside with some of the freshmen and transfers that we able to have. So I expect good things.
As always, it's good to talk to you. I look forward to seeing you guys soon, and continue good luck. And tell Coach Maynard I said hello. Tell Coach Maynard he still owes me a double extra large T-shirt or something. All right.
I will do. Thank you so much. You have a great rest of the day.
Next up, Alabama State, the Hornets. You can see that by the backdrop right there, and you know who that is in front of you. That's head coach Freda Freeman Jackson, who was the 2021 SWAC Women's Coach of the Year, among all the different honors that she's had. And Coach Freeman Jackson, always good to see you. And you're smiling, so that must mean that there's some good things going on down in Montgomery.
Well, yes and no. You already know during this time you making a lot of corrections and practice or what have you, and you beating up on one another, and you just praying that your young lady stay healthy. Shamaya Ward, she's still nursing that knee injury. And if I had to speculate, I think she's probably like at 60%. And you're talking about Taisha Rudolph, who's the 6th man, coming off the bench, and she's so valuable to our program. She had surgery over the summer break, as well as one of our point guards. But other than that, I think the girls are progressing really well. They're trying to get acclimated to some of the things that the new coach, Courtney Stevens, is bringing to the table. So we're just trying to make an adjustment on some of the things that we're doing. We know we can score. Now we're trying to figure out if we're able to play defense. And that's been one of the things that have really plagued us on last year. And everybody knows we normally is a really, really, really great defensive team. So we got to get back at it and understanding the importance of defense. That defense wins championship, just like the last game in the SWAC tournament championship game. Mm-hmm. If the girl would have just rotated over, Jackson player never would have gotten that rebound and got a putback and got fouled or what have you. But little things like that, the intangibles, things that you don't see in box scores. So those are some of the things that I'm emphasizing to our young ladies. You got to help the helper. They don't understand that. They figured the first line of defense, they've done their job and they just completely stopped playing.
Let me go back to something. You were mentioning Shawna Ward, and she's about 60%. Hopefully she'll be ready to go by the time you play Mississippi State. But talk a little bit about what she gives you on the basketball court, averaging about 16 a game and 10 rebounds a season ago.
Yes, Shawna, she's one of our strong leaders defensively and offensively. Shawna knows how to play on both ends of the floor. She's a complete player. She can pass the ball. She can dribble out of traffic to help us start our fast break. And she talks, she motivates the girl. So she's just one of our main players. She understands, and some of the other girls, they can score, but they really don't have concept like Shawna. So she she brings a lot to the table.
Is Jayla Crawford, who was a second-team player, averaged about 14 a game, about 43s, is she back with you? How about Farrah Pearson, who was your SWAC year? Are they back? Talk a little bit about both of them, if you would, please.
Yes, Jayla, she's been great for us since she's been here. Jayla can score all kind of ways. She can shoot the three. She can get to the basket, and also she got the mid-range game. I think she has one of the best mid-range games in the SWAC. And but one thing that she needs to do, she got to play better defense. And she tickled me. I think about when we played Jackson in the championship game. She said, she came to the bench. She said, shoot, that girl fast. And I said, you better figure out a way how to stick her. So I'm probably going to have to put somebody else on the girl from Jackson, the point guard, because she gave Jayla fits. But with far as Farrah, she's another player that's extremely smart, coming from a winning program. She is a winner. She won 3 state championship in the state of Alabama. And I think about when we was in the tournament championship game, we had gotten down or whatever. Farrah said, come on, we can do it. It's not over. It's not over. As if she was the senior. She's used to winning. And that's one of the things that you cannot teach. She came to me as a winner. I'm extremely excited about the start of the season, because now my girls, I got to be extremely careful because I work my girls extremely hard. And that's one of the things I thought was advantageous to us going into the SWAC, because we didn't play preseason last year. So I got to try to balance both of them, trying to keep my girls fresh, but at the same time, making sure that we are in tip-top shape when SWAC rolls around.
Coach of the year last year, 14-3 in the conference, got to the finals, 16-4 overall. This year, preseason pick number 2. Sounds like you're doing something right down at Alabama State. I look for some more success this year. In closing, what would you like to tell the fans of the Hornets about this basketball season?
Yes, I want to tell the Hornet fans that these girls have been working extremely hard. They're dedicated, not just on the basketball court, but also in the classroom. We got over a 3.2 GPA as a team, and they're going to see some exciting basketball. Just like you said, we lead the league in scoring. And so this year we got to figure out how to play some defense. So I'm extremely excited about what we have going on here at Alabama State.
Joining us next is head coach Nate Gilbert from the Braves of Alcorn State. And a season ago, Alcorn was 7-8, 7-13 overall. Preseason pick this year in the SWAC, number 7. So, Coach, first of all, hello. Good to see you. Good to talk to you again. And how are things going down on the reservation?
Oh, man, things are fine down here on the reservation. We just excited about this season. We can't wait to get it started, beating up on each other all this little time we've been having together. We just can't wait to kind of beat up on someone else. I'm excited. Our kids are excited. It's just some good times. I can smell the popcorn in there. It's time to get it started.
Well, yeah, I love popcorn, so let's get it going now. You've been a part of 3 SWAC championships, several regular season titles. What's going to take to get Alcorn State back to the position of cutting down the nets?
Well, I think the biggest thing with us is it's all about recruiting. I mean, we got to get some kids in here who understand where we're located, who understand what our university is all about, because we're not in an area where you got a mall right around the corner. So we got to get kids who are going to have that stay power here. And we got to get some good athletes in. And I think we're starting to do that now. We got to get them to buy into what we believe in when it comes to how to win a championship and some of the things that we do to help our kids get to that point. But right now, I think it's all about recruiting, just convincing kids that this is the right place for them to get a good education and be a good basketball player.
You talk about some of these young people, and it's funny. Everybody I've talked to, as far as coaches go, you're in it with, are they back, or is this person on your team because of transfers and injuries and everything else? So Curtis Clark, who was a big-time scorer for you last year, did she return? Did this Clark return? And Miss Obilio, did she return?
Well, Curtis Clark did not return, but, we understood her situation before the end of the season because when I first took the job at Alcorn, we knew Curtis was going to only be there for a year because she had some major, when it came to her major, we didn't have all the things that she needed as a grad student. So I convinced her to stay for 1 year, and then after that, she could go wherever she wanted to go, and I would help her do that. And, she ended up transferring to Prairie View University, and it's probably a good fit for her because they had just what she needed in her major. And when it's all said and done, that's the most important thing is that, those kids are in school to get an education. I thought she did a great job for us, and we really enjoyed her. She helped our ball club. She led us in scoring, so it's going to be hard to replace her. But she's at the place that she needs to be for us, her education is concerned.
Well, who are some of those young people that will help to replace her this year?
Well, we got a good nucleus coming back. We got LaRae Roscoe coming back. We got Kayla Bello coming back. We got Diamond Hall coming back. We got Deja Mitchell coming back. So we got a good group coming back now. It's how well we're going to play together. How well we're going to encourage each other and hold each other accountable. I think that's going to be the key with us because we have a good nucleus coming back. Now someone else has got to step up their role and pick up what Curtis left off when it comes to scoring. I was about
to ask you about that. You averaged 60 points a ball game, which was 9th best in the conference. Clark was a 13-point performer. So you've got to get some scoring. Do we change the style of offense, or do you just look for other people and knock it in the basket?
No, we look for other people to score for us now, simply because I think they bought into Curtis being the person that we needed to get the ball to in a certain situation. I think a lot of our kids sacrificed their game so Curtis could be better. So I think you're going to see people you probably didn't hear about as much last year scoring a lot more for us because now we're dependent on them to score more. We don't have anyone on our team that we're going to look to score 20 points a game. No, we're going to be a very rounded team when it comes to scoring. I think a lot of people on our team on different nights will have big game for us. Lastly,
but certainly not least, this is a second tour for you at Alcorn State. How have you seen this school and your athletic program and your teams continue to grow and get better? The future is good.
Well, I think the future here at Alcorn is bright, extremely bright. I can see some of the things that's going on campus that you may not hear about right now, but in the near future, you're going to start to hear more about how our campus study developing when it comes to things that the kids and the student athletes need here to be successful. And, we just had a meeting yesterday talking about some of the things that we're trying to put in place so our student athletes can get all the things that they need to be successful. So I do think that, we're going to have to get better in some areas for our kids to realize that they are in a place where we're putting them first when it comes to how we handle them when it comes to the athletic side. But we have some things we need to improve on, but I see it coming around the corner, and I think our student athletes see it coming. And I think that's why my group is so excited about the season getting started because they can see some of those things that we've been talking about that we kind of promised them that we're going to get better at when it comes to things that they need to be good at what they're trying to do. And they can see it's coming, and they're just excited about it right now.
Hey, they're excited. That makes you excited. If you're excited, I'm excited. So that's a good thing. So
we're all excited then. Let's get it started.
Let's get it started. Coach, it's always good to talk to you. I appreciate your time today. Continued success. Have a great practice today, and we'll see you as the year goes on. Thank you for your time.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Well, now it's time to introduce some of our new friends to the family. The Bethune-Cookman University Wildcats, not only are they new to the SWAC, and we welcome her. But also they have a new basketball coach, and Miss Janelle Creighton, who comes with some great credentials that we'll talk a little bit about. But she's not a stranger to HBCU basketball. And Janelle, it's always good to see you, and welcome to the conference, and congratulations on the job.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me, and it's always good to see you as well.
Well, let me just get right to it. We'll start with all the new stuff. New conference. I know that there are going to be a lot of challenges in getting ready for this. Your preseason pick number 8. So some people know a little bit about you and what you did in the MEAC, your team, that is. So give us a little bit of an overview of what we're going to expect from Bethune-Cookman this year.
Well, first off, we're so excited to be in a new conference. We loved the MEAC, but we really think that us moving into the SWAC will give us a brand new footprint, ability to play some new teams and to venture out into different parts of the country. From us this year, we're going to look to play fast. We're working on practicing fast. We're going to look to play really hard. We have been off for a year, and so there is some challenges coming back from that. But we're really working hard day in and day out, and are really looking to be impact players in the SWAC.
I was looking through the roster now, and I saw about 4 or 5 names that I recognized from 2 years ago. And combined with maybe the 6 players, you may have had 19 starts combined of those 6 people. So there's obviously newness every place. And not a lot of points returning. Can you share with us some of the people that you're expecting to at least take the floor on that first basketball game against Edward Waters?
Well, like you said, we are new. It's interesting to have some juniors and some seniors, but people who have only, really had 1 or 2 years on the floor. Just based on the circumstances, nothing having to do with them. Really looking to depend on some of the leadership. Tania White is one who has been at the helm for a while. She's had some more experience on the court. We're looking to get some leadership as well from Tatum Hayes, as well as Amani Reed. I think those are, some of our returners who are really, really thirsty to get back on the court. It's such an abnormal situation to have been so long without getting a competition and so long without playing someone besides your teammates. So they're really working hard in practice and in play and looking to do well as we go forward.
You mentioned you wanted to have kind of an up-tempo. How difficult or easy has it been you took the job, I think, in July. So everybody's new, everything is new. They don't know you, you don't know them. To start to teach and get them to understand how you want to play, and if things aren't going a certain way, to be able to adjust. How receptive have they been so far?
Everybody's been very receptive. There was again, like I said, I think that everyone was really hungry to get back to it. There was a break in between the last head coach and when I was hired. And so people were a little bit in limbo. And so I think they're just really hungry to learn, really hungry to be on the court, get to play, to compete, even to practice, to be in the weight room. And so, it's the challenge maybe is the timeline. But there's nothing you can do about that. So there's no reason to dwell on it. Right. But it hasn't been a challenge to get them to work hard. It hasn't been a challenge to get them to buy in. They're just really excited about the opportunity.
A historic date for you is the 10th of November when you open up with Edward Waters. A historic date for the conference and for your school and for everyone is January 3rd. When you play the rivals. So it's not like, you have a reason to be excited. I mean, you got history there and you got Florida A&M as your very, very first SWAC basketball game. So I know there's going to be a lot of excitement down in Daytona. So that's good.
Very much so. Very much so. That game is already earmarked. I'm bringing my whole family down from Georgia, North Carolina, people from DC. That is the game. I told them, if you can only make one game all year, I need you guys to come to that one. So we're really excited. We're going to have the community come out as well. And we think it's, what better way for us to enter into the conference than our rival.
Yeah, I totally agree. And who knows, you might be getting a call from me for a ticket too. So don't be shocked. All right.
All right. Well, you got my number, and if you don't have it, you got my email. You just let me know.
Sounds like a winner.
Right.
Coach Creighton, it is an honor to talk to you. Congratulations. Good luck to Bethune-Cookman as you step into a new endeavor and a new conference. And on a personal note, couldn't come to a better person. I know how hard you've worked over the years to get this position, and I know you're going to do a great job. So good luck to you.
Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure, and we can't wait.
Head coach Janelle Creighton of the Bethune-Cookman University Wildcats. It's a great pleasure to welcome to the SWAC Miss Shalon Pillow, head coach Florida A&M, the Rattlers. They come into the SWAC behind Bethune-Cookman, their rival. They were just before you, and they're already talking about that January 3rd game. But we'll talk about that later. But Coach Pillow, also congratulations to you. I know the Rattlers didn't compete last year, so you had to kind of watch a lot of basketball games and do some broadcasting and a lot of stuff. So now you get a chance to coach. So welcome, and tell us a little bit about what we can expect down in Tallahassee.
Well, I'm so happy to be part of the SWAC now. Very excited about my first year coaching. Our team's really been working hard, really been instilling the importance of effort and hustle and just leaving everything on the court. So you can expect a team that is going to be very passionate, that's going to work hard, and that's going to do their best to do FAMU proud.
You had the luxury, I guess, of at least seeing your team sort of, even though you didn't play. So could you tell where you need to be better? I mean, it's really kind of hard to evaluate them if you could practice or whatnot. So where do you guys stand on the floor right now?
Yeah, it's very difficult to evaluate because we've been playing against each other for so long. There's also been several changes in the roster from when I first arrived on campus to now. So it has been tough to have a true evaluation because at this point, we know each other pretty well. We know each other's tendencies. We know the plays. So it'd be interesting to see us go against someone else and really compete, and the pace and the intensity that we need is different when you're not going against each other every day. So it is tough to evaluate to see exactly where we are. But I don't have any doubt that they're going to go out and work very hard.
I've said this to the other coaches and being around basketball people the last few weeks, everybody said the same thing. Well, who's on the team? So, because nobody knows with transfer portal and everything else that's going on in COVID, who's not playing, who isn't. So I'm going to ask you that $1 million question. Who's coming back? Who are some people that we can get excited about? Is Alana Rice back? That's my first question.
No, actually, I never had the opportunity to coach her. She was gone before I got here. Okay. I believe she transferred to Auburn. So I never even got to meet that young lady. But we do have a lot. The transfer portal was really good to us. I say one positive about COVID was that everybody was on the same playing field for once. No school could go out to see another kid more. Our budgets were the same. We're all at home on our laptops watching film. And so it really played into our favor. We've got 7 new players, 4 which are freshmen, and then 3 are transfers that we got out of the portal. And it's been very helpful because we have some Power 5 transfers who know what it looks like to play at this level. And they're able to help the younger kids and get them to the level in which we're trying to get to.
So you did that TV trick. You told me about it, but you didn't call their names. So I'm going to ask you who were some of those young ladies, even though I know you're not going to probably tell me.
No, it's no secret. Our roster is out in public. But we have a young lady, Alana from Alabama. She's just 6'2", 6'4". It depends on if she has shoes or not. I don't know that exactly. Post player. We have Tia Bradshaw, who's really developed into a leader coming here from UTEP. We also have Dylan Horton from Virginia. She has been very good. She set a great example. Prior to, we had a young lady, Anijah Harris, from Wright State. You guys didn't see her. She's been with me for a whole year. And then some of our freshmen, Jamarian from Tennessee, she's come in and she's learning the ropes as a point guard. It's always hard as a point guard to run the team, but that's why we have Tia, so she can learn from Tia and not have to have the whole weight of the program on her shoulders. So we have a lot of pieces. People are still developing and finding their role at this point. But we've had some great people emerge. Mallory Brooks is another one. She was a freshman last year who didn't get to play her freshman season. And she's really bought into the system and bought into the culture that we're cultivating here.
With the season not being played for FAM a season ago. So what will your thoughts generally be as you get ready to take the court for the first time as a head coach?
It's so exciting. It's surreal kind of because, I have the title head coach, but it doesn't really feel like it. I feel like I've just been like in charge of practice, because, I missed the game planning. I missed the scouting reports. I missed that part of the game. Being able to make adjustments in the game as they're going on, all that stuff are things that I haven't experienced firsthand yet. So that's what I'm really looking forward to. And just seeing our girls go out there and play, they're chomping at the bit. It gets hard. It gets repetitive doing the same things over and over again. It's necessary, but like just to see it come together and see where we are, it's just going to be a great moment.
Looking forward to watching you. I got the strike and strike and strike again. I got that down. So let me see you do it one time. You still got it?
We like to put a little flavor to it.
Do it for me. For the new SWAC people, everybody don't know what you know about Florida A&M.
Oh man, we're going to strike, and strike again.
That's what I'm talking about. From Grambling State University, head coach Freddie Murray joins us. 8-6 a season ago, 10-10 overall, and the preseason pick number 5 in the SWAC. And Coach Murray, always good to see you. And I know things are excited down at Grambling, and your football's playing and basketball season's right around the corner.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. This is an exciting time around here. Once you get through homecoming and you start getting to the second half of the season of football, people start to shift their interest towards basketball. And there's a lot of excitement about this upcoming season. Hopefully we can pray that it is a full season for the men and the women, but everybody's ready to see us hit the court in November, and we can't wait to show them the team that we have assembled.
Yeah, I know. The last 18, 20 months have been a challenge for everybody, those that want to play or those that want to talk about it and they want to watch it. So I know that you guys have got to be excited. What kind of team do you expect to have this year?
Our team, our team that we've assembled this year is kind of similar to the teams that I've had since I've been here. The only difference is we have a lot more depth. We have always kind of been a guard and wing-oriented team. Never really had much post play in past years, but it never took away from our success on the court. I think this particular team this year is probably the deepest since I've been here, and I'm about to start my 7th year here. So this is the deepest team that I have. And we're excited because we have depth at every position, and we really feel like we have a team that can go far.
One of the top players in the SWAC, I think, is returning. You have to ask everybody right now because rosters are still up in the air and transfers and everything, but it's Alexis Holt. And she had 16 games last year with double figures. Is she returning? That's the first thing.
Yes, Alexis Holt is coming back, and we're excited because she was our floor general last year. She's someone that could have decided to move on. But when NCAA gave that year back, she was able to come. She, readily told me and the coaching staff that she wanted to come back and play. And that was a great thing, along with Justice Coleman. Both of them would have been seniors that would have moved on. But having them back takes a lot of the pressure off of a lot of the newcomers that we have coming in this year. And we're going to ride them as far as we can.
Yeah. Well, we know about Holt, one of the top in assists a season ago. Tell me a little something about Coleman.
Coleman has been in the program the longest. She's our journeyman. She's been here and has played for us as a freshman. Now this will be the start of her 5th year. She, was able to experience some success with us her freshman year when we won the SWAC and went on and played the first round of the NCAA tournament. So she's been around the longest out of anybody that's in our program. And we're excited to have her back too, because like I said, those two were our top leading scorers last year, and as any coach would say, you know, losing them was going to be one thing, but when NCAA granted them back that year to come back, you know, we readily welcomed them back with open arms, and we're glad to have them.
No question about that. But, you know, along with those two people who are going to be, I guess, your leaders, your anchors, who are some of the new players that we can look to watch this year?
Well, we've got a host of transfers that have come in, transferred from Loyola Marymount, Sierra Ellington, who's going to come in and play a lot for us this year. We have a grad transfer that actually came to us from Arkansas Pine Bluff in our conference. Mm-hmm. And Horton, she's actually going to be here for her last year of basketball. We have some junior college players that we've brought in, Journey McLaurin and Mary Wilkins. They both come to us from Kahoma Community College. We have electrifying freshman that's gonna really, you know, take over this program once a lot of our seniors leave, and that's Kobe Maples. She's a freshman that's coming in from Arkansas. And then with our returners coming back, we got Leah Morrow, who played a lot for us last year, who's taken our game to another level, along with Felicia Allen. Both of those are transfers from actually St. Francis University. So those are some of the ones that we are glad to have. We also have others, but those are some of the ones that we're glad to have, along with Casey Chairs, who grew up last year as a freshman. Like I said, so we have 17 players. I have a lot to pull from this year. This is the biggest team I've ever had. But we have, like I said, I'm not exaggerating when I say we're stacked from top to bottom. It's going to be a great year this year.
Coach Murray, I appreciate your time, and good luck to you, and tell everybody down at Grambling I said hello.
Thanks, Dan. You have a great day.
Okay, time now for your All-SWAC preseason team, brought to you by Cricket. From Texas Southern, it's Atiyah Bridges. UAPB, Khadijah Brown. For Southern University, Genovia Johnson. Alabama A&M in the house with Shawna Harper. And giving a nod to Alabama State, there's Jayla Crawford. All right, let's jump into that first team preseason All-SWAC. No surprise here, Amisha Williams from Jackson State. And just up the road, we find Darianna Lewis from Alabama A&M. Of course, Deja Rogan from Jackson State as well. Alabama State, Jackson State, man, these two teams set the league on fire last year. So, of course, they are well represented. From Alabama State, first team, Shamaya Ward. Also, her teammate, Ayana Emanuel for the Lady Hornets. All right, 6 down, 6 to go. Let's get back to my man, Stan Luter.
Well, the champs are here. The champs are here. Head coach Tamika Reed and the Jackson State Tigers a season ago, in addition to winning the SWAC, they went 18-6, 14-1, and won the SWAC championship by the skinniest of margins, only a point. But it doesn't matter if it's by 1 or 100, you won the championship, right, Coach?
Yeah, glory to God.
Well, Coach, you know, so many things happen to get to that championship game, and I know that's always going to be a memory. And now we look forward to this season. So a little bit of an overview of how things are going at Jackson State women's basketball.
Well, I'm just extremely excited for the program and where we are right now. My staff has done a really good job in recruiting the team that we have. We had some early concerns with a lot of our players graduating, but we returned our main core. And so we've had to ask our core players in Amisha Williams, Deja Rogan, Keshana Luckett, and Jaria Covington. We had to ask those core players to help lead and get the chemistry where it needs to be early before we get into SWAC, so that we can be all on one accord. But I'm excited where we are. Transfers coming in. Our freshman class are doing really good for us right now. But we're still gelling and trying to put it all together with this new team.
Rogan, the player of the year last year, the tournament MVP, the number 2 scorer in the SWAC a season ago, and knocked down 55 threes, in addition to 8 games with 20 points or better, including 25 in that championship game. So I think that's one person all eyes are going to be on. How has she improved her game from last March to today, and hopefully as the season goes on?
You know, Rogan has been working extremely hard for us. Every day in practice, she's going against taller players. We were very fortunate to sign 6'1" guards, 6'2" guards. And so that's been, you know, something great for Rogan. So now she not only have to score over players her size, but those bigger guards as well. And she has made a great adjustment with that. She has stepped her game up tremendously because she understands that a lot of attention will be on her this year. And so we are excited about Rogan. She's working extremely hard every day. She's a leader on the floor now, as she was a leader on the floor for us last year. So I'm excited for where she is and how she continues to grow daily.
It's very rare when you have a team that number 2 in offense, number 1 in defense, averaging, giving up only 58 points a ball game. You also have the player of the year, and then you also have the defensive player of the year. So you cover it with 2 outstanding players. Amisha Williams, a season ago, 15 double-doubles, and just kind of continued to play on the defensive end how Rogan dominated on the offensive end. Talk a little bit about Amisha, how she's continued to get better offensively as well as defensively.
Well, Amisha, chose to come back because she had only played 3 years. She set out 1 year once when she had her son. And so coming back this year, she knows that this has to be a good year for her. She wants to play professional basketball, and every day she comes in and work as a pro athlete. She gives us a lot on the floor defensively. She stepped her game up tremendously offensively as well. I'm just excited for where she is and how she's gelling with the team. She's gained a little weight. But she just got married. Amisha got married in July.
Congratulations.
Yeah, she got married in July. And so I think she gained a little wedding weight. But it looks good on her. She's tougher. She's stronger, And so I told her, we're just going to keep you right where you are. So right now she's looking good. She's playing hard, and she's still being a dominant force defensively. And she's looking really good offensively in practice as well.
If she were with us, I'd ask her this, so I'll let you kind of surmise it for us. How does she keep all of that balance, being a mother, being a new bride, and being a phenomenal basketball player and a great student?
I think those are her driving forces. Those are her whys. And so that in itself keeps her grounded. Her husband is very supportive. Her mom, her family are very supportive. They all help with raising her son and give her the opportunity to be great.
Before I let you go, I was looking at your schedule as I've looked at everyone's and talked about it. Very impressive. You play Arkansas, you play Texas, you play Mississippi State, Nichols, Miami as non-conference. Open up the conference season January 3rd against your rival, Alcorn State. A very, very challenging schedule. How do you approach such a challenge?
Well, we want to be great. We want to be great in season. We want to be great in preseason. And when we went out to in the tournament last year at Baylor, in the NCAA tournament, we want to see that again. We want to get there again, and we want to have better competition. We want to be better. And so, having that preseason challenge is something that I think helps us tremendously. I think those games are going to help us going into the SWAC. It's going to challenge us. We don't look at who they are. We just look at the opportunity to go in and do something great. And so I think that's going to be really good for us. Out of those teams you just mentioned, 3 of those teams will probably be top 25.
Yeah.
So we are up for that challenge for sure. And I know that's going to help prepare us for conference play.
Coach Reed, it's always good to talk to you. I appreciate your time. It was really nice watching you make that tournament run a season ago. Sorry, the food was bad in the NCAAs, but hey, you can't have everything, but you got a championship ring out of it, so that's a good thing.
Absolutely. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate what you guys do for our SWAC conference.
It's always a pleasure. Continued success, and say hello to everybody for us down at Jackson State University.
Absolutely. Go Tigers.
Head coach Ashley Walker Johnson of Mississippi Valley State joins us. A season ago, they were 4-16, 2-13, but that's going to be better. Preseason pick number 12. Coach Johnson, good to have you here. You're looking good in that green today. I like that.
Thank you. Good to be here. Good morning.
Coach, let's get right to it. Preseason pick may not be where you want to be. So what kind of basketball team can we expect out of the Delta Devils?
We're going to continue to fight. We're going to be better, I think, overall. We've added some depth, but we're just going to be a scrappy team that continues to fight. Nothing has ever been easy for us. We don't expect anything given to us. We're going to bring our own seat to the table. And that's one thing that I've really been talking to our kids about is making room for yourself. But we're going to continue to be scrappy. We're going to continue to fight, but we're going to be collectively better overall.
Sounds good. Zakiyah Mahoney, is she back?
Yes, Zakiyah Mahoney is back.
She's back. Anaya Moss, is she back?
Anya Moss, yes.
Anya Moss. Okay.
Yes, Anya. She had a good summer. So we're expecting a lot more out of her than this past season.
Well, she was 10th best in the conference in three-point shots, baskets made. So did she work hard on her shooting from all ranges, among other things?
Yes, but more so that three-point because she was really the only three-point threat we had. And so that has to be better for Anya, and then that makes things better for us as a whole if we're able to knock down a long three.
You mentioned that only three-point shooter. It was a team that struggled to score a little bit at times last year, averaging about 56 points a basketball game. Has the offensive efficiency been something that you guys have stressed in your offseason and now your practices?
Most definitely. It's always stressed. But with the fact that we have added depth, which is something we didn't have last year. We went in with 13 kids and we started the season with 7 and we ended with 7. So there's not going to be a lot of offense with 7 players. Right. That's still no excuse because everyone puts their shoes on 1 foot at a time. And so we did the same thing, but being able to score the basket, being able to take advantages of the opportunities we had, that's always stress. It's even more stress just because we do have depth. And now we don't have to just stay with certain people due to numbers. It's a fight now. You have to compete. You have to contend every single day in order to have a spot.
With more depth, do we expect to see maybe a little style of play change? Maybe a little more up-tempo, look for threes a little quicker? I mean, what can we expect offensively?
I am a up-tempo type person. I enjoy transition. I enjoy quick hitters. I enjoy scoring a basket quickly. And now with depth, yes, we can go back to what we did vaguely hit or miss from time to time early on when I got here to Mississippi Valley.
Ole Miss is on your schedule for non-conference, UAB, among others, ULM, Louisiana Tech, a lot of those regional rivals. So I know that you're excited to get on the court against them in addition to what you've got to do in the SWAC this year.
Yes, really excited. Our non-conference schedule, we're able to have a few games at home, which is always needed. We had a little success, and we're going to take that. Beating Northwestern State on the road, beating ULM on the road is huge for us. And we still did that with 7, 8 players, and we have them back on our schedule. And that's going to be great for my kids. That's going to be great for their confidence. But at the same time, non-conference play is totally different from conference play. We know what it is here. And at the end of the day, we were picked 12. No one wants to lose to us. So everyone is going to throw everything they have at us. Non-conference is a little different. I think they value us and they respect us, but it's not as much, in my opinion, goes into some of the non-conference games. The conference games are a little different. So we're looking to add to the wins in the non-conference as well as get more wins in conference.
Coach, thank you for your time. Good luck to you. Look good to your team. And we'll see you as the season goes on.
Thank you. I appreciate your time.
Thank you. Up next, the Panthers of Prairie View, last season 2-11, 3-13, preseason pick number 10 in the SWAC. And joining us today is head coach Sandy Pugh. I'll hit you right with the tough question. What kind of team are we going to see at Prairie View this year?
Well, let's just say a lot better than 3-11. Definitely a new face on Prairie View A&M women's basketball. We brought in a number of young ladies who are going to get us up out of the cellar. Some grad transfers with a lot of history at the tournament, freshmen, JUCO, and we returned 6 young ladies. So we're really excited about this team, brand new style of play, a number of young ladies who can play positionless offense. So real excited about what we have and their development thus far.
A couple of names to toss at you and tell me if they're here with you, and maybe a little comment about Kennedy Paul. Is she with this? Miss Rosenthal, is she around? Kennedy Hurd, is she back with you?
Yeah, those 3 kids are the foundation we were building the program upon. So they're back. Kennedy Paul looks amazing, really trimmed down and running the floor exceptionally well, shooting the basketball at multiple levels. Ken Hurd, she's been out the last week, had a mishap in practice, got hurt, but we expect to have her back this weekend. And Diana Rosenthal, tough as nails. She's gotten stronger, more explosive, has really worked on her game this summer, and we're looking forward to her to have a really breakout year. We thought last year would really be an opportunity for her to assert herself on both ends of the floor. We asked her to have to play some out-of-position spots last year due to the shortage of bodies that we had, but she's back to her natural position at the 2. So we're really excited about those 3 kids.
Rosenthal knocked down 23s a season ago and was one of the top 5 steal performers in the conference. Paul was a 12-point, 5-rebound a game player that knocked down some threes. And you had Hurd, who was also a top 3-point shooter. So I guess the question goes, with this positionless offense, will we look to maybe be up tempo and shoot maybe more from the perimeter?
Yeah. Yeah. We're going to shoot it. More of my style of play, more of the mayhem, more of the up-tempo pressure, defense, more of the, shooting the basketball in 8 to 10 seconds, more of, getting looks, quick looks, early offense stuff. So the kids love the style play. The kids that we brought in have just settled right in. I've seen some amazing stuff happen out there on the court that we're really excited about. We just got to continue to grow as a unit. And also, to piggyback on what the previous coach was saying, that injury bug this time of the year, as coaches, a lot of times if you're going to have injuries, you'd rather have them in preseason, and kind of, get their bodies back in shape. It's kind of part of the process, but you hate to see them happen. But, as we go down the backstretch and especially getting into conference, you want to be as healthy as you possibly can. So that's going to be a big key for us.
Got non-conference with Nebraska and New Mexico, among others. Wichita, Iowa State, which was a solid team a season ago. Your regular season conference debut is against Grambling on the 3rd.
Right.
A very, very difficult but yet interesting non-conference schedule.
Yeah, we wanted to mix it up. We wanted a variety. When you play the Nebraskas, you're going to play, the 6'3", 6'4" three-point shooters, the 6'5" post players. You're going to see that. Then when you go out to Hawaii, we're going to see probably the 2 things we're playing there, more speed, West Coast style. Wichita State is going to have a variety, getting up and down the court and transitional kind of game. So will Lamar, and then Ohio State is a perennial powerhouse in the Big 12. So we're going to get a variety there, and then we'll come home and play 3 games. Jarvis, Houston, Tillotson, and Southeastern. So, I mean, it's all the levels, top to bottom, and different varieties. And I thought that was important to us as we began to, get the team ready to compete in the conference play.
Hey, Coach, always good to see you. Thank you for your time. Look forward to watching you and your team this year, and good luck, especially out in Hawaii.
All right. Thank you so much.
Carlos Funches, the head women's basketball coach for the Jaguars, Jaguar Nation. They get ready to celebrate homecoming, so I know they're excited about basketball season 2. A season ago, they were 16-14, 13-5 overall. Coach Funches, always good to talk to you. Talk to me about how this team will improve from a season ago.
Well, the biggest improvement, I think, is going to be in the experience department. We had a lot of young ladies that didn't have a lot of minutes, in the college game. But this past year that we just had to throw them in the fire. When it comes to experience, there's only one way to get it, and that's to put the kids out there. Unfortunately, we had some injuries. We had one opt-out, but I think that's going to benefit us more this year because those kids had to get out and had to go play.
Well, you stole my question because that's the thing I'm trying to find out from everybody. It's like, well, who's back? Who's playing? I mean, nobody knows kind of sort of right now. The rosters come out. But is Genovia Johnson, is she returning?
Genovia's returning. She was a dynamic player for us last year. We had to play her out. We had to play her out of position a lot of times because of some injuries. Mm-hmm. But whatever we asked her to do, she did an exceptional job at it and was rewarded in being named second team all-conference last year.
Yeah, I mean, you had a nice year. I mean, number 10 in steals with 32, averaged about 13 points a ball game, was an outstanding free throw shooter along with that. So that's your base, I guess. Who are some other young ladies that Jaguar Nation can be proud of this season?
Well, Genovia's high school teammate, Raven White, she played center. She started every game since she's been here. Since her freshman year. Right. She'll be a junior this year as well as Genovia. Tanira Moore, she's our Swiss Army knife player. She can play multiple positions. She's a stopper on defense. And Kayla Watson, who played some games. She was injured some last year, but she's going to be one of our fifth-year seniors, and she'll be coming back. I think she's going to have a tremendous year. Nakia Kensey, one of the best three-point shooters in the league. She averaged double figures for us. And I think those are going to be the centerpieces along with the freshman crew that we have coming in and one transfer, Diamond Hunter, who transferred in from Sam Houston State. But we have a lot of experience, and I think that's going to be great for us this year as far as making improvements.
With those returning players, and I look over this, they were able to knock down some threes, shot the ball efficiently at times, about 30%. Do we look for an up-tempo, a more offensive-minded style? I think he averaged about 61 points a ball game. Is that something that you guys have emphasized in the offseason?
Most definitely. And I think one of the things that hurt us last year offensively was just having an understanding of what you're going to be doing and where your shot's coming from on the offensive end. I think we have a lot of depth. So we're going to try to play an up-tempo style game. And, we would like to score close to 70 points per game. I think we have the depth to get up and down and play pressure defense and push the basketball and try to get some easy buckets. So, we're looking to score hopefully at least 70 points a game.
Well, yeah, when you talk about that defense and the style of play, you scored about 60, but you only allowed about 61 points a ball game, which I think was third best in the conference, and you were the second best team as far as steals, about 13 a ball game. So the defense, does that improve with good offense for this team?
I think so. And again, it goes back to having experience. I think the kids are going to have a better idea of what we're trying to do defensively as well as offensively. But, rotations and things like that. What really hurt us last year, we didn't have a chance to work out during the summer, and we had some freshmen coming back, and they didn't have a good grasp of what we were doing on either side of the basketball. So hopefully with the work we put in this summer, along with what we've been doing this fall, it all turned into victories.
Communication. I guess those bonding sessions, those long bus and flights help bond this team and get them to talk about things on and off the court.
Yeah, and that's another thing. We try to get away from basketball sometimes on these trips. We build in fun things for them to do, because I want them to have a well-rounded experience when it comes to playing basketball here at Southern University, whether it's on the court or, going on these different trips. We've gone to Disneyland. We've gone to Oprah Studios, Lake Tahoe. We want them to have a well-rounded experience. But when it comes time to play basketball and you hit that court, we expect you to give it your all.
I know something you're very proud of talking about that is how strong your teams have been academically.
Yes, they've done a great job in the classroom, maintaining around a 3.0 or so GPA since I've been head coach here, or even prior to that when Coach P was here. We always prided ourselves on making sure our kids graduated.
I appreciate all you do, and I look forward to seeing you as the season goes on.
Thank you, Stan.
No problem. Thank you. Coach Carlos Funches from the Jaguars of Southern University. Joining me now, one of the greats to ever do it. Congratulations on 25th anniversary being one of the best in the WNBA's head coach, Cynthia Cooper. You really don't need an introduction, but I have to give you one because of formality. You know how it is.
Well, I appreciate it.
Congratulations on that. And a team last year that didn't have the success I know you'd like to have, but I know that everybody's working very hard down in Houston. So could you give me a little bit of an evaluation of where we are right now with Texas Southern women's basketball?
We have about 11 new players. And so I think we're going to look very different this year than we looked last year. And we're excited. We have some injuries right now with a couple ankle injuries and still some players coming back from injury from last year. But, we're doing good, working hard, looking forward to the season.
Are there any of these young ladies that you can maybe share that we can look forward to watching? And before I ask you that, is Miss Bridges, the All-SWAC performer, is she returning?
Yes, Ty is returning. She did return. She's in our master's program. She's doing fantastic. She always does. She's a hard worker. So she came back in shape and she's ready to go. We have, Zion, a 6'4" kid out of the Baltimore area. We have Amaze, another 6'4" kid out of Alabama. Jada is a transfer, grad transfer. She's out of Florida. Jayla is also, she could play the 3 and the 4 for us. She's a great talent and a hard worker, plays both sides of the ball. And I think we have a Syracuse transfer, Shalexis Aaron. Mm-hmm. I think she'll do well for us. 6'2", she can play the 1, 2, or the 3. So we're just putting in work. We're trying to put all of the pieces of the puzzle together. And, that takes time. And as I said before, we still have a couple athletes out. Naya is out with her knee. She injured her knee last year. She's still recovering. Tamara T is out with her knee injury from last year. So we're not sure when we're going to get her back. Janae, JB, she's coming back. She's out right now, but, we're looking forward to her getting back soon. So we're looking okay.
With all the newcomers and one returning player that was an outstanding performer, do you find it easier or more difficult to try to install the system that you would like to play?
I don't have a system. My system is basically my players. What our strengths are, that's what I play to. What they are capable of doing, their skill set, those are the types of plays and defenses I put in. I don't have a system per se where I'm trying to fit them into something. Right. I really try to run something that put them in a position to be at their best. That's my job. I love the influx of the new players. I think Mimi O'Neal, she's done a fantastic job with coming in. She plays the 4 and the 5 for us. She can knock down the 3-point shot. She is a great person. So it makes it easy to bridge together or bring together both the athletes who have been here and the new athletes coming in. I think we have a lot more leadership on the team than we had years prior. So it's easier to kind of, some of the veteran players have been the glue that we've needed in the last couple of years in order for us to stay focused and stay on track to accomplish some of the things we want to accomplish this year.
This year, there's been a quote-unquote HBCU awakening, and you've got coaches that have NFL and Hall of Fame criteria that are coaching in football and some in basketball, and with your great legacy now coaching at Texas Southern. What are your thoughts about the HBCU sports and what people need to know to have a deeper appreciation of historically Black colleges and universities?
I think what people need to understand is that we are not very different than other universities and the BCS level universities. We have great facilities. We have great people who care a lot about sports, both athletic in the athletic department and our president. We have a brand new president, Crumpton Young, and she has done a fantastic job here. HBCUs are where we come, we play, we go to class, and we strive to be great with people who look like us and people who are on fire to be great, not good, great. And I love the fact that there's this new awakening, this new energy, momentum around HBCUs, but we've always been here and we've always fought hard and we've always tried to be the best. Now we're just getting some of those better coaches and better athletes so that we can showcase the talent showcase what our dream is, what our goals are, and what we really want to accomplish at an HBCU. So once you bring the talent, and this goes for any Division I program out there, if the talent comes, the wins come, and you're able to make noise in the NCAA tournament. And now I think a lot of HBCUs are starting to get the talent.
Could talk with you all afternoon, but I know you got things to do, so I'll let you go with that. Thank you so very much. Congratulations on all your success. I look forward to watching the Tigers as the season goes on.
Thank you. Take care. You guys be good.
Next up, the University of Arkansas Pine Bluff and Golden Lions are in the house, and head coach Dawn Thornton. Coach, how are you today?
I'm doing well. How are you, Stan?
I'm doing pretty good. Listen, I know there's a lot of excitement down in Pine Bluff, and I'm not going to mess around. We're going to get right to it. First off, just give me an idea of why everybody's so excited at Arkansas Pine Bluff.
I think one thing about it this year is that we had an opportunity to really enjoy the portal. We brought in quite a few transfers, 7 D1 transfers this year. And so we're really excited about the students that we brought in paired to former newcomer of the year, Khadijah Brown last year. Joyce Kennerson is back. Kayla Walker is also returning with us. So now I think that we're adding a few little pieces of the puzzle to make this thing come together.
Well, Brown was at newcomer of the year, and Kennerson's a player that averages about 14 a ball game, and Walker can knock down threes. That's the old. Now you've got new. Talk a little bit about some of those new players. And you mentioned some transfers. Do you also have some from high schools as well?
Well, we only brought in 2 freshmen this year, but our transfers are what's working for us right now.
Who are they? I'm waiting to hear about them.
Sade Hudson, transfer from UT Martin. She's coming in a senior, so she's been 3 years at UT Martin, had multiple seasons of postseason play in the WNIT, 20-game winning season every year, so she understands winning. We brought in Brianna Langford, transfer from Southeastern Louisiana. She plays that swing guard for us. She can play the 3 and the 4, 6 foot, 5'10", 5'11" guard. She's athletic as crap, grabbing the rim and layups, and so excited about her. Shekinah Rachel, she played AAU basketball with Khadijah Brown, another transfer from JU. That's a post player that we're expecting some big things from also. But I think one face that's familiar to a lot of coaches in this conference, Taisha Juhan. Taisha played at Southeast Mississippi Junior College, but she also played at Talladega last year. And so this This kid has scored 2,600 points in 4 years of playing basketball post-high school. So we're excited about her. And then I think that it's no secret. We got Zay Green on campus. Zay Green, McDonough All-American, number 10 in the nation, played at Tennessee, started with Tennessee, transferred to Texas A&M, made it to the Sweet 16. And I'll tell you, she has raised the bar for me as a coach, my staff, everybody. It's just crazy with her.
We write that name down again. Zay Green, that's the name we got to remember, right?
Absolutely.
And so you've got the young players, you've got some of the veterans that we talked about. I guess there's a lot of excitement on this campus, and you've got some significant goals. Before you think about what your plan is for the season, you got Arkansas, Little Rock, among others, Alabama A&M, who you open up with in conference play, and Miami and Tulane is other non-conference. Tough schedule. Some of the goals for this season.
I thought the schedule this year was done very, very well. It's not as tough as it's been for us in the past. Everybody is a great opponent. Please don't get me wrong. But we've seen 3 or 4 top 25 in one season in the preseason. So, being able to play an SMU, a Little Rock, a Central Arkansas, we want to always stay in the state to be able to put our brand all around the state. That's important to us. But I thought that the schedule is going to be really, really good with us having some high major transfer, mid-major transfers. This should be very, very competitive for us. Bringing in 7 transfers now puts our roster at 11 for this upcoming season. So I think it's time for us to handle some business.
We're excited. We're excited, right?
Absolutely.
Coach, before I let you go, and I think just doing some research and talking, correct me if I'm wrong, I think you guys are the largest HBCU in Arkansas. Is that right?
We definitely are, and we hang our hat on that. A lot of young girls in our community. A lot of people have been reaching out since I've been here, saying that they want to be a part of what we're doing, and having an opportunity to coach in Arkansas, being here, Arkansas Pine Bluff at a HBCU is something that we don't take for granted. Our transfers that we got that came in this year, they wanted to be a part of the HBCU experience, and they wanted to be able to go somewhere and do something that's never been done before. So we're excited about it, and can't wait to kick off November 9th.
There are a lot of special things that happen at HBCUs, and even more so now at Arkansas Pine Bluff. Is that an accurate statement?
It is, it's the new trend. And I think that one thing that's happened in the past with the way social media is going right now, everybody has everything hands-on. This conference, this league, our HBCUs have always been important. You got the Walter Payton, the Steve McNair, Shirley Walker, Shakayla Hill. Our league has always been special. But now having an opportunity for everything to be so hands-on with social media and the way things are, it's just time to be seen now. And our student athletes are saying, hey, I want to give us a chance because us gave us a chance when no one else would.
Very true, very true. And I know you're very proud, and I know your institution is very proud of the success your students have had as far as like being on the SWAC commissioner's honor roll. I think the number was like 160 in that neighborhood. That goes back to that HBC experience where everybody nurtures everyone.
Absolutely. And we take pride in academics around here. All of our coaches really and truly emphasis on putting emphasis on study hall and getting tutoring. And our athletic academic department, Kyle Hartsfield, he does an amazing job. And these people don't get the credit. Our staff don't get the credit for the accomplishments enough that our student athletes are doing every day. And so kudos to them. They've been killing it, and we're going to continue to do our part.
And kudos to you for your continued excellence, asking for excellence and getting that out of your student athletes.
Thank you.
Head coach Dawn Thornton of the University of Arkansas Pine Bluff Golden Lions.
All right, thanks, Stan. That was a great job as always. And thank you to all of the coaches and all of the student athletes from the SWAC. Looking forward to a great year. Now, how will this year unfold? Well, this here is our best prognostication that we can come up with. You discuss at home. The SWAC predicted order of finish, brought to you by Mountain Dew. Starting at number 12, Mississippi Valley State. Number 11 is Florida A&M. Number 10, Prairie View A&M. UAPB picked to finish 9th. Bethune-Cookman slotted for 8th in his first year in the SWAC. Alcorn State, number 7. Texas Southern picked to finish 6th. The top 5, here we go. Grambling State coming in at number 4. Alabama A&M. The Lady Jaguars from Southern picked number 3. And will we have another showdown at the end of the year between the top 2, Alabama State and Jackson State? Oh boy. Alabama State picked to finish 2nd. Jackson State picked to win it again. That's kind of hard to argue, but I'm looking forward to seeing it in person and have it all play out. All right, one of the big reasons we are able to see these games is because of the support from our sponsors. So once again, a big thank you to Cricket, Mountain Dew, USAA, Academy Sports and Outdoors, Credit Versio, Home Depot, and Nike. That's it for this year's preview special for women's basketball in the SWAC. Thank you to Dr. Charles McClellan and Andrew Roberts and everyone else in the SWAC office. A big shout out to our fans as well. We can never forget you. You guys, the absolute best. Thank you for your company, and we'll see you out at the game.